Just so you guys know, I'm probably gonna start posting videos on Tuesdays. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Kate, and today I wanted to discuss something that happened in September, but is still very, very important, and I feel it needs to be talked about. The He for She campaign. Before you exit out of this video and go watch one of the cat playing piano upside down or something, just answer 3 questions. 1. Do stereotypes make you angry? 2. Have you ever not gotten help for something because you were scared of how you were going to be perceived for asking for help, either desperate or weak? 3. Have you ever felt unequal to your friends or family? If you answered yes to any of those questions, stick around. Now let's start off with the definition of feminism. Feminism is defined as the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of equality of the sexes by Oxford Dictionary. Now, it can be interpreted 2 ways. 1, women want equality for both men and women, so they want both men and women to be equal. Or, women believe that they must be better than men in order to be considered equal. Now let me just say, if you think that it's option 2, you're a complete and utter arse. Moving on. Emma Watson made a speech to the United Nations on September 20th of this year addressing the issue of feminism. I'm going to put a link right here. Also put one down below. And in it she said the more she had spoken about feminism, the more she realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. Now let's just get this straight. Men go through the same, if not worse, attacks on character thanks to stereotypes that women do. Now, some of the stereotypes for women generally have clean jobs, as in like secretaries or teachers. They're nurses, not doctors. They're not seen as strong as men. They make less money than men, to be specific, 77 cents to the dollar. They don't play sports. They should be seen and not heard. They're supposed to be seen only for their appearance and not for what's underneath. They're supposed to be pretty and looked at. They're supposed to do as they're told. They're responsible for raising the children. They don't play video games. They're meant to be the damsel in distress and never the hero. Never in charge, and generally seen as having no technical skills and are not good at hands-on projects like mechanics. Whereas the men have to deal with the generalizations that all men enjoy working on cars. They're doctors, not nurses. They do dirty jobs like dirty jobs like construction, mechanics. They don't do housework. They play video games, play sports. They enjoy outdoor activities like hiking and camping. Men are always in charge and always at the top. As husbands, men tell their wives what to do. Generally lazy and messy. They're generally good at math. Most men work in science, engineering, and technical fields, and they're seen as people who don't sew, cook, or do crafts. Before you jump down my throat about what I just said, calm down. Just take a breath. Just take a breath. I know that not all of these stereotypes are true, but we have to take a second to realize that gender inequality affects everyone, not just women. I mean, sure, all the attention gets focused on women when it comes to things like this, but the reason why is because women are taught to sit and suffer in silence and then explode in a huge wave of I hate the world and everything and everyone in it because those issues have had a chance to bottle up and stew for sometimes years and come to the surface in a rush once one person says something about it. Women are just seen as bossy. That's it. They're just seen as bossy and outspoken, and people don't like that about women. Back to the main topic. Emma Watson's He for She campaign is under huge scrutiny, but what she said and other feminists are trying to do is achieve an equality of the sexes, not a superiority of one over the other. If we all take a step back and see how this campaign can help everyone by destroying most, if not all, of the stereotypes I said before, then we can work towards not just all men being equal, as it says in the Constitution, but all women too. Now, I know a lot of you probably are really confused as to why I'm saying this. The main thing is I thought this needed to be brought to light more because I was searching YouTube to just see if this video was out there already, and it's not. And I realized I didn't give a lot of background on the He for She campaign itself, but I'm hoping that by me having said what I've just said, that you guys will realize just how much it will benefit one another if we support for this campaign. Now, I know there have been some celebrities that have expressed their support for her campaign, and Emma Watson during her speech called for the men to step up. So men who are watching this, please step up, say something, do something, because without the other gender expressing their desires, we're nothing. And this issue has gone on for way too long, and it needs to stop because so many girls and men both are being passed over because of the certain things that they have. Like, men, I ask you a question. If you had a mental illness, like depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, would you go and publicly state that you're seeking help? No, because people would see you as less macho, and they would see you as you're not fully a man because you can't deal with your own problems and you have to talk to someone else about it. And to me, that's just wrong. Because as someone who has gone through something like that, I honestly am proud to say that I sought help. And I'm okay with talking about how I sought help. But with the guys I've talked to who have been in therapy and are on meds for this kind of thing, they hate talking about it because that makes them feel like they see themselves as weak. And it's the same thing with women. Little girls are being called bossy because they have a passion for something, or they're being sexualized at an earlier age. And like 15 years old, like Emma Watson said in her speech, at 15 years old, people on her football team were dropping out because they didn't want to be too muscly. I just have one thing to say. Enough. Enough of women not believing in themselves because from an early age, they were taught that their self-worth was strictly an image, and strictly that. Nothing more. Nothing what's underneath the skin. They were strictly taught, you have to look pretty, have to have nice boobs, have to have nice ass, have to have a nice face. Enough of the girls looking in the mirror and hating what they see because plastered on every single magazine is a photoshopped, impossible standard of female. Enough of society telling girls that their body and their worth are the same. Enough of the persecution and violence against non-conforming gender identities. Enough with the injustices against men that result from the weight of gender norms, including the millions of male victims of eating disorders and intimate partner violence due to the fear of seeking help due to the distorted notions of masculinity. It's not the word that's important, but the idea and the ambition behind it. I mean, gender equality affects everyone. And the second that we stop and take a step back from that, the second we can all start getting on the same page, it's up to us as the younger generation to help instill that. And I'm looking to you guys for help. If you're a girl, please give this video a big thumbs up to either show your support or show that you liked the video. If you're a guy, on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, anything, any social media site you have, post hashtag he for she. Because the second that we get this circulating again, the second it'll be brought more and more to the government's attention. And the second that that happens, who knows? Maybe women will start being paid equally. Maybe women will start being treated as something other than a toy to be used. Maybe men will be able to seek help without being ashamed. You don't know until you try. So please, for the sake of your next generation and of your present generation, hashtag he for she. Alright, that's it guys. I know it was kind of a heavy video. As usual, give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Leave comments down below of what you want me to do next, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.